What's up, Blue Chips? Welcome to the Friday night live stream. We're doing a bit of a free-for-all tonight. Gonna have some fun. Go over the trades from this week as well as just all the top runners and all that good stuff from this week. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to chime in. Let's get to it. Circuit, thanks for chiming in, giving me some support as always. You know I love you. Ghost7, what's up, Mr. Gifford, Zishan? How are you all doing? Hopefully everybody had a good trading week, which brings us here to Friday night live stream. Looks like I have this off a little bit. Let's scoot this up. I wasn't sure. I reorganized this just a little bit. So there we go. So how's everybody doing? Did we have a good week? If you did, feel free to chime in with any trades that you had, some that stuck out more so than others. If not, we're just going to kind of go through the week of movers and kind of just, you know, see what happens. Mr. Avery, what's up, man? How you doing? I also have my veggie straws. So if anybody wants some, you got to come fight me for them. What if I want to be a purple chip? You know, it's a good question. I've been asked this before, not purple. I think it was Mr. Avery. He asked me to be a pink chip. Go look up the definition of blue chip. If you want to be anything other than that, then I'm sorry. I can't help you there. If you want to be a purple chip, I guess you can. I don't really know the definition of it, but I know it's not a blue chip. So I'm going to stick with being a blue chip. I like being a blue chip. Oh, geez. Tom came back. I don't know if I want to, man. I told you. I don't think I'm going to challenge you anymore. You know what? Just for the viewers. A white ginger chip. What if he identifies as purple? Oh, my God. You guys are going to kill me. All right, Tom. I'm going to do it. I don't want to. I don't. I'm going to lose my throne. No. I'm scared. I'm super scared. Right after this, guys, we'll keep going. Watch the chat for my impending doom. Apparently you didn't type it right, Tom. Or did you not? I wonder if it's because you keep logging in under different IPs. It's giving you different amounts of the currency. Or must be. Anybody play ASLN today? I was watching somebody else's stream as this was happening and being traded by said person. And there was people in his stream that were FOMOing into this up near 275. And you know, they kept thinking it's funny because it got over 500%, and they're like, "Oh, this is going to 1,000%. We hit 500%. This is going to 1,000." And yeah, everybody that FOMO'd in here at $3, you got a pretty rude awakening. Pretty nice 70-cent drop right out of a halt. Bet they didn't see that one coming. Give me one sec there, Tom. Speaking of currency, CRCT. You guys, I've been doing this every Friday. They're going to be raining some spam, I believe, for the first raining some coin over in their Discord channel. So if you want to get over there and get some of that, feel free to jump over into the Circuit Discord. Jonathan, if you want to link that for me, you can get yourself some free CRCT just for being in there. He did beat me to 1K. He's also been doing this a little bit longer, and apparently more people want to watch that type of stuff. So good for him. Believe it or not, I'm one of the 1,000. I can't stop watching. Let me find you, Tom. There's one of you. Yeah, two. Oh, I think this is the one. I'm going to give you just enough so that you can battle me only once unless you win. All right, try it now, Tom. I always misspell your last name. I put 2 S's. Oh, we're still recovering. Oh, so now you switch. I was trying to get in at 155, but it kept halting, and I gave up. Yeah, 155 would have been good. I was actually explaining on my live stream this morning as this was all happening. A lot of people that look to trade these and hit home runs on these, sure, if you would have got in there at 155, would you have really held it up here to $3? And would you have actually sold perfectly at the top? Most likely not. You most likely probably get out over the 2 break and you make a decent trade, right, for 50 cents. However, the one time that you do FOMO into something like this, or you just get into one that halts and then all of a sudden it opens up 70 cents lower, not only did you just give back everything you made in that home run trade from before, but you ended up losing more than you gained. And this is just not a consistent, like, you can't be consistent playing these. It's just never going to happen. So I always say the quicker you can learn that low floats are not the way to consistency, the quicker you'll be consistent. It's that simple. Yeah, I agree. And the thing too is a lot of people will say, oh, I couldn't sell going into the halt. And, you know, that's kind of a bunch of crap because that's the only thing you really can do at that point. Bam and cam. So true. Let me get this out of the way. Let me lose the time real quick. And then we shall get on with the stream. Because I already know I'm going to lose. It's just how my luck is. This is the first one I want to talk about. Good old I. This is from, yeah. I just typed. See, Tom, my mind is in several places. There we go. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I wonder if I can give everybody some just for being in here. Settings. Oh, so you can see your points if you just type in exclamation points. You also get extra for subbing. You also get extra for donating, all that good stuff. Oh crap, Tom's gonna get me. What's up, CM? How you doing, man? It says you accepted it. Oh, wait. Oh, you challenged me. I thought I challenged you. Oh, I challenged your old one? I'm so confused. Did it pick up the old one? Let's see. All right, guys, let me lose at this real quick. I mean, obviously, I hope I don't lose, but Tom, you're confusing the system. You're confusing the system. You should have just stayed where you were. I don't think I can distinguish between the two because they're the same name. But anyways, as we try to figure that out, yeah, we're going to get the SSI. Looking at I, this was a great one right off the scanner. This thing just started tanking. Obviously, if you look at the daily, it was already down from the other day. But we started to kind of hit a bottom a little bit. And on the 18th, which was Monday, this thing really found some volatility to the downside. But I think a lot of people were thinking it was a little overdone. And it actually, as you can see here, I believe this halted, didn't it? Yeah. It actually had halted right here. And then when you got this huge move down, it got right under $10 and it just got bought right back up. And it looks like it closed around right at $10. And it jumped all the way back up here to $12.44. I always tell you guys, VWAP, like I'm looking at VWAP, look at the common extension. We're always looking for extensions away from VWAP. Like that's my indicator, is I'm looking for it to get as far away from VWAP as possible. The further away, the better. Let's go to another one. And this was obviously, we're looking to long this, right? We're looking for the big intense move down, and we long it to come right back up. Let's see if I can type correctly. So CPST, this was a midday one. I'm just going right off the intensity stock watch website, just looking at the alerts that it shot out at us. And as you can see, really nothing in here. The alert that we got was right here on this candle. Again, look at what we're doing. Kind of near VWAP, kind of near it, and then bam. I get a nice intense move on some volume right up there. All right, looks like you have recovered. Maybe that was the problem. Any tips on shorting stocks on SSR and CMEG? It's hard to get a fill. It's just hard to get a fill, period, because you have to short it on an uptick. And I personally don't play them for that reason. So I tend to just stay away from them. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn my music back on. Let me know if that's too loud, but it shouldn't be. My chewing is probably louder. All right, Tom. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, if you are going to do it, the best thing that you could do is set limit orders, like Diesel said. Because that way, as the price is moving up, you're going to be on the ask when it gets there. So to go through to the next price point, whether it's penny, whatever, it has to go through you. So it's one way to do it. So very true, Mr. Nice. Very true. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wait, what? Let me see if I can kick your other one out of here, Tom, for some reason. It's picking up your old one. Users. All right, let's see if I can get rid of this one. All right, I got rid of that one. Did I see the new Tesla truck? Yes, I did, Zishan. Did you see them do the armored glass window test? Oh, that cracked me up. It's probably going to tell me I'm on cooldown or something. Yeah, I think it's on cooldown now. We'll try it in a little bit. Yeah, for anybody that didn't see that, you should go check it out. It's pretty funny. Yes, MYOV on Tuesday. What a mover. Look at where it's at now. So this is pre-market and end of day here. So again, look at what we get here. We get a huge move here at around a...
Got him!
Well, that works. There you go. We'll try it again here in a sec. But so MYOV, look at the extension we get here on volume. We get a little bit of a pullback here, and this actually turns into a little bit of a bull flag. Now, I always say, let's zoom in here. I always say that we're looking for a descending triangle, but as you can see, not only was it making lower highs, it was also making higher lows. For a descending triangle, I like to see it continue to test the same support area as it's making lower highs. That would create a descending triangle. However, in this case, this is what a lot of people call a bull flag, and sure enough, it decided to go higher. But look at VWAP, right? VWAP's coming up with it. But if you're averaged in anywhere here and like say you just had an entry here and you didn't mind letting this go against you a little bit, maybe you get an add up here over 14. I mean, it would have sucked, but you did have to hold a little bit longer. I mean, it still does get under 14 several times here, and it never goes back high of day. And then it ultimately does come down and try to test VWAP around 1370. So there was definitely opportunity here. Just obviously wasn't one of the best ones. This was definitely a stronger stock, and these kind of suck to trade sometimes because they just kind of keep going a little bit. But most likely when you get, I don't even know, what was the float here on MYOV? Of course, I don't have my scanners open. Let's see. You think, Mr. Nice, that was for fake publicity? I mean, he looked pretty upset when he saw that window break, and then he's like, here, try the other window. I wonder if when they're supposed to be fitted with that, but that wasn't like an actual model with the glass in it, and that was kind of just like normal glass. But I feel like if it was normal glass, that ball would have went right through it. Let's see, MYOV statistics. So Yahoo's showing the float at 33 mil. So I would have stayed away from this anyway, just because the float's a little bit lower, because these can kind of just keep going, right? We've been seeing it all week. What was the other one? KRTX. You guys remember what this one did, right? This came all the way from $30 and went up to $150 in 2 days. That's why you don't play low floats. That's how you lose your account. KRTX, I believe, was a 20-some mil? 9 mil. So even more dangerous. That's why you don't play these. That's why you don't play low floats, guys. They can do things that you don't think they're gonna do. Why are you talking about it? I see what you're saying. I see what you did there. The Stream Deck is amazing. I can just do so many cool things with it.
Like I can change my voice whenever I want. It's pretty cool.
I can cuss at you and just call you like an absolute like it's pretty cool. Got all kinds of sounds. Like I can give you the air horn. No. If I ever get sad, I shorted KRTX at $40. I'm still holding, just waiting for it to come back down. It's pretty cool. There's lots of cool stuff with the Stream Deck, but ultimately it allows me to go through my screens, and when I'm using Streamlabs, I would have to sit here and click them individually, so I would have to look and then come back up, look, have to come back up. Well, once you figure out where everything is on the Stream Deck, it's really nice. There's going to be people that have the niche of trading low floats. I won't say that there isn't an area for people to trade low floats. Obviously, tons of people do it. It's a matter of having the account and the risk tolerance to be able to allow something that's a low float to really go against you before you make money. That's really what it comes down to. Because if you sit here and you just keep guessing, and like if you're wrong over and over again, like if you get in, cut, get in, cut, get in, cut, the one time that you finally do get it right, you're just going to be fighting to get back to break even, or hope that it makes some crazy move in your favor to where you make some money. To me, that's just not how I want to trade. I'd rather just trade something that I know I'm going to be right over 85% of the time and figure out how to not lose a lot when I do. That highly puts the probabilities in my favor over time, and when we eventually scale up, it's gonna pay dividends. So that's how I look at it. I do. I was messing with it the other day to turn my lights on and off, and it does work. So I have the Philips Hue lights. Like I actually have it set up right now to where I could turn them on and off. Like you can see my lights changing in the background. So I have all that set up. I actually am planning eventually for like when someone like makes a donation. If you make a donation right now, it actually will put a mask over my face. It's pretty cool. I think you even get to choose it. I'm not sure. That I don't know. But when I was testing it, it was pretty cool. And then like when Super Chat eventually gets here, when we hit 1K subs, the reason I'm incorporating like these donation goals and Super Chat and stuff like that is because I've discussed with you guys I'm not going to monetize my videos. So that way when you're watching my videos, you'll never have to worry about, you know, these gurus trying to sell you something before you watch my video. I just think that it'll be such a more organic, clean way to do things. That way I don't ever have to worry. The whole reason I made this channel is to get you away from those guys. So if I were to monetize my channel and make you watch them guys before you watch me, I just don't really think that that would make too much sense. So yeah. Also have a Patreon account. I made that. I don't think anyone's ever going to sign up for that, but if you do, you're pretty awesome. That's all I gotta say. I just noticed too that I'm not really fitting into my square. Close enough. But yeah, I like the outline that I have now, the overlay, but I think we could do better. Get like a nice animated one, more custom. As you can see, there's gaps in between like the charts and like the overlay and stuff like that. But yeah, I usually hold for hours to the short side. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, okay, just for instance, like say right here, like you thought that this was the end, like there was several red bars. You know, some people like to look for confirmation. They get in somewhere in here and then look at what it does. Complete fake out. And you don't know. This thing could have pulled a Tilray. It could have just kept doing this all the way up to $300. So I'm just saying I don't like playing with those. I like nice higher floats to where I know that it can't do this, but also still have a lot of range. Like, let's just real quick take a look at our trade from today in STNE. I'm gonna have to scroll this way. So when this move started at the bell, it went from 36.20 or 36.49. It actually went down a little bit of a dip before it came up. And when we got in at 38.34. So that's a 2-point move on a high float stock. I believe STNE was it 100? Stone Cold Limited, or is it just Stone Company? It's 132 million in the float. So I know for a fact that this is not going to go to $300, right? I feel very comfortable looking at something get extended away from VWAP on volume, knowing that the odds of this going to even $100 or even $50 for that matter is almost impossible. Like, it's probably impossible. So you are not only getting the same kind of range that you would from a low float, but you're also taking a ton of the risk out of the trade itself. It's just knowing in the back of your head that you're never going to just blow up your account in the matter of, 30 minutes or maybe even less, depending on what you're in. I like that. Again, diesel, that's the beauty of the market, man. The beauty of the market is that there are so many ways to make money. This is my niche. That's your niche. We all that, and I promote everyone to find your niche, find your edge, find your strategy, and perfect it. One strategy. That's all you need to make money. One strategy. Do it over and over and over again. I actually just watched Graham Stephan's latest video that he posted out where he reacted to himself on Millennial Money, and he even said that, hey, my videos, if you've been watching me for a while, might start to seem a little bit repetitive. It's because it is. And he deals with real estate, but we're dealing with investing or whatever it is that you want to do. You do the same thing over and over again. It's repetitive until you just get better and better at it, and then you build it up over and over again. Like him, he was describing how he started with one small house, and now he's got like 6 or 7 houses under, management in his portfolio. So it's no different with everything else. You just you start from the bottom, you figure it out, you gain experience, you learn more and more, and you just grow it, right? That's what it is. As long as you have one strategy that works and is profitable, you don't need to do anything else. Just keep doing it over and over again, and then eventually scale it up a little bit. And all you're doing, just add a zero to the end. If you're making $100 a day and you want to make $1,000 a day, and you're making $100 consistently, all you need to do is the same exact thing you're doing. Just add a zero to the end of your share size. That's it, right? That's the beauty of this. I don't recommend doing that. That's a pretty big jump, but it's that easy. If you're consistent, it's all about consistency. I've said this in the past. I said it when the stream first started. If your goal is to make $50 a day and you can make $50 a day consistently, then you can up your share size and make $100 a day. Just do the same thing. You're just using a little bit bigger share size. You making $100 a day and you want to make $200 a day, just double your share size. And then if you want to go from 200 to 500, just up your share size. But you're doing the same thing. It really is that easy when you break it down. It really is. Did you see Live Traders roasting Ross? I did see that video. Jared didn't go very easy on him. Yeah, Zishan, I believe that's the same video you're talking about. Yeah. Risk and low float gappers don't buy the breakout because you will be the new bag holder. Find hard to borrow stocks and short the gaps on those. I mean, yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. I don't know. I just don't like low floaters. I've been busted by them in the past, and every time I've tried to play them, I had one that I actually won on. I'm trying to figure out how to bring this down and crop it into the screen here. Let's see if I can do this. So that's pretty good. So right here, this jump from here to here, this big jump, it's actually from here to here. So it was a 170 to 788. So it was like a $600 trade. I mean, I can go look at what it was. What day was it? October 19th. It was a low floater, and I played it in the pre-market. Here it was, NCTY. I know I don't have a chart of it, but I bought 500 shares in the pre-market at 640, and it went nuts. It kind of did what your typical low floater does. It just ran and it just kept running like you see them do in the pre-market all the time. Like what was it, VIVE? In the pre-market, it kind of looked like this, but it was closer to 9 o'clock. Actually, it was after 9 o'clock because I was on Sure Trader then. You couldn't trade until after 9 o'clock. What's up, Mr. Supercharged V8? Yeah, a lot of people start with low floats, but I'm going to tell you right now, the quicker you can get away from low floats, the quicker you'll be more consistent. I'm going to tell you, it's really hard to be consistent trading low floats. Hit that like button. See how much rain I got. Oh, it's dot. Whoops. Ooh, I got quite a bit. And now I have none. Here comes Mr. Jonathan to up me, as always. Everyone keeps saying that they are trash, but I keep making money and honestly just keep to myself. If you found a way to make money trading low floats, you keep doing it. Like I said, everyone has a niche. Everyone has a niche. I didn't say it's impossible. I just said it's a lot harder. That's all I said. Yeah, I don't like looking back at ASLN today. I don't know how people play this. And literally, all of these candles are halts. Like, they're all halts. Like, who wants to even trade that? Like, you're literally sitting here for hours just watching it halt. You're almost guessing. Like, if you could, I said this in the live stream, if you could change these green candles to black, when it goes into a halt, you might as well just put your money on red or black because you don't really know which way it's going out of a halt. All right, let's get back on track here a little bit. CGIX, that was Wednesday, I believe. Yeah. So this one gapped up. And then at the bell, this is actually a pretty nice one. So it gapped up in the pre-market and actually dumped off a little bit, but then look at what we get. Get a nice move here, and then we get through this previous resistance. This is something I would have probably played. I know this was a lower floater. I'm just saying the overall strategy. And I know people in ISW who play these low floaters the same way, and they make a lot of money because they make crazy moves like this. But we get that extension through the previous resistance, and look at the extension away from VWAP, right? Not really extended, and then boom, we get a nice extension away. So the odds are it actually starts a bull flag here. It fakes out, goes up, makes a new high, and then gets absolutely hammered back down, not only to VWAP, but actually back through it a little bit. That's a pretty big move, 779 all the way down to 523 in the matter of 8 minutes. That's crazy. After 3 halts, I stayed away and moved to SSI. Steven Ducks tried to trade it. He was keep getting halted every time. He confuses me. I used to watch him every once in a while just to kind of keep up on what he's doing, but I really don't know how he trades the way that he does. I mean, I get it, but sorry. These are probably the worst thing I could be eating on stream. Probably so loud. Let's see. Yeah, Wafu, WAFU. I mean, you see a common theme though. Like my edge, I'm gonna go through my trades here in a minute. Did this like not trade at all today? Is it halted or something? Oh, I just had to scroll out. So it wasn't being traded before that. That's what. So this one really never did anything special. I mean, I'm pretty sure these were halts on some volume. Even if you did wait for this, it was pretty extended right here on this candle. So I could understand getting in here, but it did end up going from $4 all the way up to $4.75. But it got shot back down under $4, so you would have been fine there. Kind of creates a little bit of a descending triangle here and fails. Tries to go high of day and then just gets shot down again, and they gave up on it. Just crazy. And we didn't really ever get like a big jump down to the downside, minus this one, but really extended away from VWAP. And that's the thing. When these low floats get extended away from VWAP, especially to the downside, that don't mean nothing. Especially if it was going like this and you get a huge move down all at once as it's extending away from VWAP, that's different. But as you can see, we never got that. Can we see the trader view? What trader view? I don't have trader view. Yeah, coming in and out of ASLM was just stupid. I mean, it was literally like, I think the highest I saw it was a 30-cent spread to get from either the bottom to the top of the halt. It was pretty bad. If I wanted to short, who would be the best broker to go with? Short what? Low floats? I know Interactive Brokers has a lot of those. I mean, you could try someone, like if you're really looking to always trade them. I know, actually, I don't know. I don't trade. I've never known someone that actually trades there, so I'm not even going to recommend it. I know Interactive Brokers has a bunch of them because there's somebody on TMISW that trades them all the time. I would say Trade Zero is the one I was thinking of. Definitely not TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade does not have a lot of shorts. Centerpoint is a very good one too. But I know with Centerpoint you need $30,000 to open an account there. Trade Zero, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they say they might not have them like very easy to borrow, but you pretty much can just pay to borrow, basically to locate pretty much any stock, if I'm not mistaken. CMEG that's who I'm with. They're okay for shorts, but definitely not the low floaters. It's very rare they have any of the low floaters. They're more like mid caps to high caps. They have pretty much all of those. Every once in a while you'll get a low floater. Like I actually had KRTX shares, but obviously I wasn't ever playing that. Well, Interactive Brokers, if you're willing to pay for it, they do have DOS. So you could do that. Lightspeed as well. I know GDT uses Lightspeed. He never really plays the low floater, so I can't speak for the shares available there. There's nothing wrong with Interactive Brokers. They have really good executions. Just their base software just sucks. That's usually the biggest issue with a lot of people. But a lot of people don't know that they actually have DOS available if you just want to pay for it. I feel like no matter where I go, I will definitely always be using DOS. I just had to turn my camera a little bit. Now I can be in the box. All right, let's see. SSI. I actually watched SSI right around this area because I was getting ready to take a nap because my kid went down, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try it, but it just never gave us that move. I remember saying I was looking for 350 here, and it just never gave it to us. Even at the end of the day, when it made this move, it just felt grindy. Like it was never really giving us any like big candles to work with. So I stayed away from it. Did this move at all today? Yeah. So today it was obviously a lot better. I had no shares on this. I remember pulling it up a couple times. But this is what we look for. I mean, look at all these green candles, and then boom, we get their nice big green candle. That's what we're looking for. Right through the whole dollar or 4. That would have been a beautiful entry. Anywhere over 4, it gets up to 426, comes all the way down to 392. So obviously the range on this, let's see, the move started from 350, got all the way up to, so the range on this isn't that great. It was 75 cents from bottom to top of the move. So the fact that you got pretty much like 30% of the move back in the pullback, it's pretty nice. And it didn't even get to VWAP. And then it just shoots right back up, goes through high of day, using this as resistance here. You can see, what do I always say? Using previous resistance as support. And as you can see, it shot through and it came back down, tried to use it as support, but it failed. And ultimately ended up going back up eventually, but it decided to try VWAP first. DOS level 2 is the best. I don't even use level 2, but it is like it's very, very fast. Yeah, Trade Zero is what a lot of people use. I've just always heard that with Trade Zero, there's a lot of like fees associated with shorting. So there is that. Just always keep that in mind. Turn my mic down just a couple clicks. At $3. Oh, you're saying the day before? Gotcha. Do you shoot for any R units? I call it a quota. It's kind of what we all call it in the ISW room, but it's essentially the same thing. 1 R, 1 quota. It's the same thing. So yes, I do. But it's not like, that's not super important to me. A lot of people like to specifically shoot for a certain amount of money every day, and that's not a bad thing to do, but there's going to be some days where the market's just not giving you the opportunities that you usually are presented with. So you need to just know when not to overtrade just to try to hit your goal, I guess is what I'm getting at. GDT's new monitor is the babyface blue-eyed assassin and or Temples of Death. Tim going to negotiate with Track, want to go-karting tomorrow. What time? I can't do it in the afternoon. We have a Friendsgiving tomorrow. My wife and her coworkers, they're doing a Friendsgiving, so I have to be there. If it was early in the morning, very well might be open to it. I love go-karting. Just tell them I get to race on the go-kart track the whole time you're negotiating, and I'll come. 1 p.m. It's in Bowie. Yeah, I know. Diesel is very true. I know there's a guy with Trade Zero who only longs, and so all his trades are free as long as you use limit orders. But yeah, if it's hard to borrow, you have to pay the fees for those, and I know they can be a little expensive. That's what I was getting at. I wonder what's the what go-kart track is it? I'm just curious how far away it is from where I'm going to be headed afterwards. Because 1 p.m. When I got here, let me back this out a little bit. So when I got right here, the market was like really slow. This was like the end of summer. It was really slow, and I started taking some hits, as you can see, like no cliffs, but I was running into these speed bumps, and I kept hitting like a max loss on a trade. I'd try to get it going again, max loss, and then one more time, and then max loss. And I was just like, man, something's just not right. And it was really just the market was slow, and I was really kind of trying to force things, and it was very frustrating. So I kind of just, what I did here as the market started picking back up is I pretty much took my share size that I was taking and just cut it in half again until we got out of this funk. And I wish I would have realized that was what was going on this one. So I wouldn't have taken as big of a hit on this one. But I wasn't too upset with it. But as you can see, we're starting to move back up here, and that's with half the share size. So I was actually just talking to Tom this morning about how I plan to, or it was actually last night, about how I plan to start going back towards the share size that I was using here to get this nice curve up. So that's where we're headed. We're headed there. And plus we're starting to break a couple of mental barriers that I've had going on as well. So that always helps. And yeah, that's the answer that question. It's coming. I know a lot of people aren't here to see my big numbers that I put up. They're here hopefully to learn that we are here for the long haul. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I say that all the time. Marathon, not a sprint. My average position is usually based off of the range of the stock and the price of the stock. But as of lately, I've been, and that's the thing, is I look to scale into my positions using a 1-1-2 system. And a lot of times I'm top ticking only with my starter position. And say my starter position is 100 shares. I've been taking half of that. So I've been taking 50 shares instead of 100. And then on top of that, if like where I'm looking to get into a trade, which CNC was on the 18th. So if I'm looking to get into CNC here, and let me see where I got in actually. Got in at 60.07. So we got in on the break of $60, where a lot of times, like say it's made this big move and I'm looking, it kind of feels like it's stalling right before the whole dollar. I'll look to cut my starting position in half. So if it was 50 shares, I would take 25 and then look to add the other 25 if it actually wants to break the whole dollar, so that way I'll have an average of about the whole dollar, whatever it is. In this case, it would be 60. But if it never does break that, at least I'll have some sort of position size as it rejects that whole dollar. So that's kind of what I've been going through right now as I've been kind of building my confidence / waiting for the market to pick back up. I reduced my share size because I wasn't comfortable with what was going on, and what better way to keep yourself in check and protect your capital than to just reduce your share size. But we are getting that confidence back. We're starting to realize, okay, things are picking back up. It's okay. Your strategy still works. It's still doing awesome. Let's start to increase back up to the normal size that we were at before. So that's what we're going to be looking to do. So instead of cutting things in half, I think I'm going to kind of go in between there. So if I was doing 100 and I was cutting it in half to 50, I think I'm going to step it up to 75 just, to gradually get back up there, and we'll go from there. So that I actually plan to start doing that today. And believe it or not, on the trade on STNE today, that's something where if I was still trading the old way, I probably would have started with 25 shares because it made a 2-point move when I got in. And my normal strategy and risk for the max loss that I was taking those big hits on would have been 50 shares. So I started with, that was my attempt to up it up. And we actually ended up hitting our quota in one trade. So I was pretty happy with that. So you're tracking the moving average of your equity? What are you talking about? So is it Autobahn? Yeah, you said yes. Okay. I don't know. You think they'll let me race while you... Dude, I don't lose at go-karts. For my birthday when I turned 30... Or no, it wasn't 31. I think it was when I was like 27. God, I'm so old now. We went there. And all my friends that like are half my size, they should have the advantage and stuff like that. I'm a pretty good racer. I'm not going to lie. And I've been there. I've been to Autobahn. You don't want none of this. I'm telling you. You really do make me want to come. I haven't went in a while. And I'm like at my heaviest right now that I've been in a while. so you'd probably have an advantage. And you're nice and clean shaved, so you don't have any extra drag, even though we're wearing helmets. All right, next trade was JKS. Speaking of which, let's go back to CNC real quick. Show you where I got out. Like this one was 50 shares too. Got in at 60.07. We actually got out at 59.66. Like right there on that big drop. And that was a lot of times when I only get my starter position, I'm looking to just take it if it gives us a big drop. And I was right at that time. Like we took it all the way down here in this dip. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So we took it, or we entered here, and we got out right here. You can see the yellow line. Sorry, it's a little busy in that area, but it ended up going higher, and we didn't get back down to that point until way over here. So that's a good like half an hour waiting for it to even get back down to where we just took it all within. I think that trade was, if I remember correctly, like obviously it was less than 2 minutes. Sorry, so JKS was on the 19th. Oops. Don't need to do that. So I'm only going to assume that I got in somewhere in here because look, that's where the extension is. Let's see. 1672. So no, we actually got in on this big first candle. Yeah, it is. That's how I just looked at the chart. We got in 1672, and it gave us a quick drop down to 1652 is where we took it. Because I remember this one, it actually went below 50 and got bought right back up, so we took it. So that was just a nice quickie there. You'll see the same thing over and over, guys. You'll see these big extensions away. That's all we're looking for. ATNX was on the same day. I took 2 trades here. I'm assuming it's going to be right in here. So we actually traded this one twice. That's right. I remember this. 1385. Sorry about that. My son, I don't know. I don't know if he was like sleepwalking or what he was doing. I heard his door open. And I thought he was just going to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden he started coming down the steps. He gets to the bottom of the steps and he just starts like rubbing his eyes because the lights were on. That's why I turned the lights off real quick. And I was like, what are you doing? I don't think he ever actually woke up. Amanda came down and got him. Vincenzo, I just read the rest of it. Maybe then add size with a new equity high. That's actually what I'm planning on doing. Let me try bringing this down one more time. See if it. No. So I had a mental block, like getting over this hump right here. Like I wish I could draw a line on here. I guess I kind of could, maybe. I don't know if I can draw lines with this thing. Let's see. He had them, didn't he? He didn't bring them down. So I had a little bit. That's not the best line. I don't think I can draw. So you can if you buy the premium version. So let's try. So I had a bit of a mental block, like getting through this area. As you can kind of see, like I actually downed my share size a little bit here. And then we got through, and then we came back down through during that rough time. And that was really what was going on. And it kind of played into my emotions of coming down on my share size a little bit. But yeah, so now if we can actually get through, oops. Like I feel like if we can get through this mental block here of being up 466, we're at 412. I really think that's when we're gonna really kind of amp it up a little bit. So you're right. You couldn't have nailed that any better. That's kind of what's been happening. So that's kind of why we stalled out a little bit there. So we got 2 more trades. Just one because you already saw the STNE trade. Now we traded LB yesterday, which was the 21st. And I mean, you can kind of see what we're looking at here. I don't think we traded this a second time. I actually want to say we traded it over here on the first one. No, we did trade it a second time. but we didn't like our entry. I remember that now. So the first one was, we scaled into this one. So this is exactly what I was talking about. I was actually trying to up my share size here from 50 to 75. So when I split, I took a starter at 1695 with the intention of getting in the trade on this overextended move, just in case it didn't want to go through 17. It did go through 17. We got the ad at 1710. So now our average was at what, 16 or 17, like 025 or something like that. And then we ended up getting the pushback down under 16 or under 17 to 1696, which is where we took it. So it was actually not too bad, but we took 35 shares, 35, and we took the 70 off, because technically that was just a starter position, because we were prepared for it to make this type of move all at once, but it didn't. We got the pullback first, so we took it off. And then when it went high of day, 1782 is where we got our second entry. And I remember this. This is when my youngest son had a speech appointment. And right when it came down here, we got out at 1776 for next to nothing. And then this thing just died. So 1776 is where our exit was, right here. And then look at the move down this thing made. But we only had a starter position, and I had to leave at 10 o'clock. And as you can see right here, this is exactly where it happened. So what do I pay for each trade? Can you just add single shares? What do you mean single shares? Like one share? I pay for being affiliated with CMEG. They gave me the option of keeping the $2.95 per trade, or using 0.004 per trade, and that's what I use. Well, it actually comes with the ECN fees. It's actually 0.0065 per trade, or per share, I should say, not per trade. So that's what I'm paying. And since I'm trading smaller share size, when they gave me the option, it was obviously easier to go with the per share versus the per trade. But once you get to, like, if we pull out the calculator, I think it's like 400-ish. Let's say 4 times 0.0065. Yeah, so once you get to 400 shares, if you're trading that much, it actually is an advantage to have the 295. I guess it's 450. I know it's somewhere in here. Yeah, so maybe it's just 500. Sorry, brain fart. Yeah, so 500 is, so I guess it would be like 475, but no one would probably trade 475. That wouldn't really make much sense. But yeah, as you can see, it's somewhere around like 450, between 450 and 475. So if you're trading more than that and you're with CMEG, it would actually benefit you to have the 295 trades. But if you're trading smaller than that, it would be nice to have the 0.0065. The reason I'm not drinking my nice clear drink is because I am probably going to be drinking a decent amount at Friendsgiving tomorrow, because there are a bunch of people that I don't know. They're, what do you call, keeping up with the Joneses type people. So yeah, I'm not going to quite be in my element. Oh, gotcha. Well, you know, it's funny you say that, Vincenzo, because every morning when I get a nice first trade, I've been like looking to kind of amp up more trades, but I'm always saying, okay, I got one good trade, and then even when I get a second good trade on the day, it's usually that third trade that I'm looking to maybe go for a little bit. But I can't seem, just my edge, I guess, is so picky that I don't really get a lot of trades in a day. So it's really tough for me to do that. So I would have to do it on like a daily basis. So if I'm just like really up on the week, maybe at the end of the week, I could kind of up my share size so that if I were to take a max loss, it would just wipe out what I made for the week instead of, you know, more than that or less than that, or like my normal max loss per se. So like, just to make numbers easy, if my max loss is $100 and I've made up to $300 like Monday through Thursday, like if I wanted to trade Friday, I could kind of go a little bit bigger because of, you know, not needing to worry about it so much because I'm already profitable for the week. It's very true. It's very true. You are not lying, Vincenzo. You are not lying. And it's an emotional barrier. It really is. And I'll fight you when you better. It's so true. It's very true. No, you're Vincenzo speaking the truth right now. That's for sure. Turkey Day, yeah, next Thursday. I'm excited. It's my favorite holiday. I think I explained that to you guys last week. Turkey Day is my day. CMEG does not have options for Forex, and it does not have options for CFDs. What's up, DJ? How you doing, man? Wear a tuxedo to what? To the go-kart track? I'm not wearing no tuxedo to the go-kart track. You can, so you can use it as an excuse when you get your ass beat. What's up, Tom? Tom, can you donate $1 so I can see if this mask thing is working? I know you'll do it. You're crazy. I tried to hint at people to do it earlier. Plus, it'll go towards my awesome custom animated overlay. Impromptu Discord call on the stream. Let's go. And no, I can't. Oh, what do you mean? No, you can't. Mommy got your credit card again. I'm just kidding. What? You want to come in on the stream? Is that what you're saying? Can I donate to myself? I mean, I could just probably test it. Let me see. I'm just lazy. I don't know if I want you on the stream at this point. You sound like you might be a little wasted. What are we going to talk about? Answer me that first. Let's see. Alert box. Can we test that? Oh, yeah, we can. Let's see if it works. John donated $10 using heart candies. Oh, look. Heart candies. That's it. So, heart candy. Huh. We can keep it short. Talk about what we've learned recently, trading struggles, progress. Man, look at Tom go. All right, let's do it. Why not? Where are you at? I haven't talked to you in a while, so you're like way down the list. You always disappear on me. I just clicked on our DM in Discord, and how's that working out for you? Let's give old Tommy a call. See it?
What's going on? I'm just listening to you on the live stream right now. What's up?
What's up, man? I guess turn that down so you're not still listening to me. You can't hear me? Oh, hold on.
I can hear you on the stream, but not on Discord. It's super delayed.
There you go.
Oh,
I had it turned off on here. I accidentally did it the other day, and I just never turned it back on because I don't really talk to anybody else.
That's I'm scrolling through our DMs right now on Discord, like you just said. Holy moly, dude!
How's that working out for you?
It's good. I just blocked it with another window. It's all good.
Anyone who doesn't press his advantage gets a punch in the arm from everyone. Vincenzo's speaking the truth tonight. That's for sure.
Oh my God! It's the guy who quit YouTube.
Yeah, it's exactly him. You're the guy who quit YouTube.
Sporadic messages from people because I still have it. Send notifications to my phone. They're like, "Where are you at, bro?" Or like, "When are we gonna get another vid?" Or "Did you blow up?" Like, so many people are saying stuff. It's fun.
You should just make a video, like a 5-second video, like with a cool intro and just saying "I'm back," and then just never post another video.
Or just completely unrelated, like me eating like sticks or something.
This is the way I'm gonna change the direction of my YouTube channel. Just like you testing out restaurants and be like a critiquer. Is that what they're called? I don't even know what they're called.
So what have you been talking about for an hour now? What have you been doing?
We kind of just went through the week, like what kind of ran on the week. Went through my trades for the week. Kind of went, every once in a while something will pop up where I can kind of discuss risk management, all that good stuff. Just things that I try to incorporate into the stream every week so that, because I always say it's a process. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Just, making sure that at the end of the day you preserve your capital, because that's what's important. All that good stuff.
Yep. Sick.
You should do Twitch. What do you mean? Damn, he thinks you blew up, bro.
I mean, he's probably right. Who knows, man? Why else would I not post videos?
That's true.
I don't remember him commenting on my vids. Maybe he's just a random viewer.
Yeah. Harsh stories of Roombas and pets. Why do you always bring that up? Now I can't even eat any more veggie straws.
I think you could do Twitch. I think you got the voice, the face,
Well, it's not. I don't think that it's that I can't do Twitch. I just don't see what's the point of it.
Oh my God, Rocket League streams.
Rocket League, but I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to stream on Rocket League.
You're close.
I am Champ 2, but I feel like Champ 2 is like the old Diamond 2. I feel like it's like back in the day, like Grand Champions are like what Diamond 3 is now.
Really? They've gotten that much better, you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Are you calling me a Grand Champ, Dad? Is that what you're doing?
Back when, like, Season 3, like, all the people that wear the Season 3 Grand Champ tag, like, if you go back and, like, watch on YouTube some of the Season 3, like, LAN events, you'll be surprised. It's pretty bad. It's probably less than Diamond, I would say. Like, there's no aerials, nothing. It's all just a bunch. I mean, you always had, like, your Kenovis and stuff that were just gods, but there was never, like, consistent. Like, now you got people air dribbling off the ceiling, like, all that crap, and that was never a thing back then.
I've seen that actually in the highlights, the pro highlights. They were just, like, not spinning, not doing any crazy shit, just like,
Right. It was more about just trying to control the ball instead of like doing all the fancy freestyle stuff. Zishan, to answer your question, yes, I did watch Good Boys. It was freaking hilarious. If you haven't seen that, Tom, it's a really good movie. It's funny as shit. It's about like kids trying to learn how to kiss or something for some party, and they go through some adventure. No, dude, it's fucking hilarious. All right, it's
bad and the ugly, bro.
hilarious.
Let's I like that beat.
You like that? So anytime you cuss, I can just get you out.
So if I just swore right now, you would just do it in time?
I'm trying.
Okay, let's try it. What the fuck? Let's hope that works.
That movie wasn't lame. You're lame.
Okay. So.
Tom's about to talk.
Listen, everybody listen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
We're going to hear again from Volatility Trading. We're going to hear right now what he's learned in the month of November. What he's noticed trading. And he has 30 seconds to give us a very quick explanation, rundown of something he's noticed. So, go.
Well, let me stop that. So, to be serious, one thing that I do feel that I've learned this month is just how important consistency is, and really the correspondence between how I trade and how I used to play poker. I feel like that was a light bulb moment for me, was realizing that playing poker is almost exactly like trading, but to me, trading in the stock market is actually easier. And I said this last Friday just to get this in. You can basically go all in, like if you really wanted to, on like a really like your pocket aces in the stock market, and you can actually pull your money back out once you realize that your aces aren't winning anymore. Whereas if you're at a poker table, you can't do that. And that's something that never really clicked in my head, where I used to go play live poker.
These nuts. Got him.
Oh, you didn't hear that yet. You won't probably hear that. But anyways, I used to go play live poker, and like say I'd sit down playing 2-5 with $500 in front of me. At any given time, I'd be willing to put $500 in the middle of the pot, knowing that I might not get it back. Where in the stock market, you could put $500 in the middle, and once you realize, okay, maybe this wasn't working, sure, you might only get 450 of it back, but you get to pull it back kind of thing. So it's you're playing probabilities just like you are in poker. But if you have increased probabilities, aka a really good setup, like I think that I have, where I'm winning 80-85% of the time, even, sometimes 90%, just play that strategy. If you just play, and I said this earlier, you weren't here, Tom, you play it over and over and over again, and you're consistently winning 80, 85, 90% of the time. If you can learn how to lose, that's the other important thing, which I already knew this from previous months, but if you know how to lose correctly, your P&L curve is only going to go up. It can't go down more than it goes up because you have the probabilities in your favor. You're almost
poker. You're right, because I've been thinking about that a lot recently myself, because I play a lot of Texas Hold'em, and I'm really good at it, and not nearly way better than I am at trading. If you compare the two in terms of the criteria that makes you successful at them, like the bankroll management, maybe a little less on emotions. Like the parallels are crazy between the two. You're right.
Yeah, the risk management, just the emotions behind, like when you put the money in. There's a lot of similarities.
It's only so much harder with trading, or I've just been playing poker for a lot longer, because it's so easy to manage on poker, but with trading I get so triggered so quickly.
No, I agree.
So
I think you're right. It's just you've played poker and you feel like you've probably been in every situation before, so you kind of know how to deal with it emotionally. Where with trading, you may not have got that far yet. You just don't have the full experience.
No, it's like 20% of the time that I've been playing poker, I've been trading for. So
when you add it's another hand, I don't quite think that's how it works. When you add, it's when you add, to me, it would basically be like you saw the turn card, and so you're adding, like you're basically making another bet into the pot. Yeah.
So you said, okay, so you recognize that they're very similar. I think there was another part to that question. Another part
in the ants. Yeah, it was just knowing that I need to believe in my edge. Like I need to stop doubting it. Like if you have an edge, it's because it's your edge. Like trade your edge because you see it. And that's the only thing too, is I just really think that my edge is a little bit more picky, but that's why I win a lot more. But at the same time, if I'm only going to be trading so much, I need to not be afraid to kind of really go after it when I do.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it is verifiably profitable. So it's
right,
like
exactly.
You're just kind of guessing if it's a good strategy, right? Because you follow people, you have this mentor, or whoever the hell that is, whatever. You talked about it.
Yeah.
So you know it works. You just have to follow it.
Yep. Well, and on top of that, obviously no two people trade the same. I mean, you can try, but you're just not going to. I can tell you exactly when I'm getting into a stock, and we can enter the stock at the same exact time. But once we're in, our emotions are going to take over to an extent. If I'm experienced, I may be able to hold a stock a lot longer than you would, based off of, once you see a little bit of green, you don't want it to go back against you. You're going to just take it. And I still do that from time to time. Whereas in people like my mentor B, he will be in a stock at almost the same price, maybe even a little bit lower on his average, that I find out after the fact. But he'll hold it. Like if you're looking at this LB chart, we both could have got in up here at $18, or we'll even say like $17.75, and I'll like get out here around VWAP where he's taking his final take profits down here around $16.50, and I was out at $17.25. But that it just kind of comes with experience. Yeah.
I find that's a more typical issue, is people have problems holding on to winners. But like there's so many different, like you're saying, no two people trade the same. So it's like that could be someone's problem, or someone like me, I have zero issue holding the winners to the right location and selling them at the appropriate time. Like I never take stuff off early. But what I will do is I'll let losers run, or I used to add to positions. I don't really do that anymore. I don't add to losers. I'll just I'm just reading chat. I don't really do that anymore, but I still struggle with a lot of rudimentary stuff. risk management or revenge trading, and I find that a lot of people get over that a lot quicker, but they take longer to.
Oh
do
crap!
stuff
Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh
to
crap!
make money.
Yes! Yes! Sorry, me and Tom have a little thing going on. I never beat him in a challenge, and now that's 2 in a row.
Yeah, I keep getting his advertisements. Maybe I should join his chorus. Adley, I think he's got a.
Yeah,
he's
what
onto something.
did he already start that small account challenge? Did he blow it up? I don't think he blew up his big account. Obviously, I don't think he.
I don't know what it like. He had a couple of massive losses, and then he went into trader rehab without like showing a couple days of trading or something. I don't know.
This week? I feel like I was just watching him last
2
week.
weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I think something weird and sketchy went on, and then all of a sudden he's doing another small account challenge. So,
Yeah, which baffles my mind. I've said this since I started the channel, and this isn't against Ross in particular, but any of these big guys who have a lot of money and are able to trade like the bigger accounts, if they come out and say that they're going to go back to trading a small account just for like a challenge, like just run away. Because there's obviously hidden intentions. Why, if you can make this money in the market, would you purposely go back and trade a smaller account? It's fairly obvious why.
Obviously, his motives are to sell.
Exactly.
People starting out that he reels in have that kind of money, like $500. So it
Right.
makes sense.
Well, we actually did the math not that long ago. Just for his chat room, we came to the conclusion he's making over $2 million a year. And that's minimum. Yeah, that's if
done some of those too. Like you get like a couple thousand subs, even that, like whatever. It's just crazy the amount of money.
Yep. And that was just coming from directly, like I know somebody that's in the chat room, and he said on any given day there's 2,000 people in there.
Oh my god, man.
And if you take the math where the cheapest you can get into the room is if you pay annually, and that would be at $100 a year or $100 a month. So it's $1,200 for the year. But that's what I'm saying. That's a minimum. So for a whole year, if everyone in there, 2,000 deep, were paying the $100 a month, that's over $2 million a year. That's what, 2.2 million, 2.4 million.
It's the biggest circle jerk of like chasing full floats. I love it. I hate it and I love it.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's just like another channel that we both watch, probably. That I always compare it to like a train wreck. Like you see it happening, you can't take your eyes off of it.
I know exactly. No, I still watch it too. I love it. I watched it today or yesterday. It was like, wow, this is not exciting anymore.
Yeah, it's like it loses its luster after a little while.
Yeah, I don't talk shit though, you know. I
yeah.
The individual that we're talking about. So
Exactly, and that's how I feel.
I quit. I quit because I'm a loser and I blew up my account. Right. So
apparently.
Did you have the buzzer ready for the swear word?
Sure. The whole time you're talking, I'll just hold it down. Or I'll give you this one.
That was your account getting banned from YouTube. We'll play that noise.
What? Why would my account get banned?
Because the swearing happened on your channel, not mine.
They don't care if you swear on YouTube.
Well, they do now. Or you're going to get monetized, dude.
I'm not monetizing my channel.
There you go.
I'm good to go. Now, I actually made, that's why I have like the donation goals. I made a Patreon account, and when we get the super chat, stuff like that, I keep telling people I will never promote the gurus out there that are out to just sell you. So why would I want them to be on my videos before you watch them? So that's kind of my way of saying, if you don't have to, obviously no one has to donate money, but if you feel that you have learned anything, gotten some value from the stream itself or from my videos, and you want to show some support, that's how you can do it. And I'm basically saying I will never monetize my channel so that you don't ever have to worry about getting ads for these other guys. That the whole reason I made my channel is to get away from those guys. So why would I want them to be advertising on my channel? Take their resources.
Good, Feels like you're going somewhere in life when you get that first YouTube check, you know?
It feels a lot better getting money from people that I know support me instead of just YouTube giving me dirty money.
True.
I don't want that dirty money.
What was I gonna say? AN, I totally agree. You can see it in the people that have switched from live to sim. I'll say it like that, and the emotion of the trade is just wiped out completely. It's no longer even a decent YouTube video, and on top of that, it's not trading that I would think helps people learn. So it's kind of a double whammy of like, why?
Yeah, why do you think Tom quit?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, no, if I blew up, I would need YouTube.
Right. Exactly. Very true.
And
That's very true.
I would just trade paper and then be like, wow, look at all of this.
Yeah, Tom, join the heist. It's pretty cool. Everyone in chat, you don't have to. It's pretty cool though. I think the more people, the better, because some people will die, some people won't. You just type in ! heist and then the amount of currency that you want. If you want to know how many currency points you have, I think you have to type in ! points. I think that's, yeah. For the heist, you can put as much as you want in there, but I think... Okay, you're such a jerk. Jerk.
So what have you been doing well recently with trading? What have you been SHIT at and improved and been like, wow, I'm actually not a degenerate and might actually make it in this game?
Been doing really well at not forcing trades. If I would have like a dry spell for like a day or two, I would find myself very eager to trade, and I'll find something that's close to my edge but not quite my edge, and I would trade it and it would burn me. So I'm getting really good at that. Like because back when I first started this strategy, I was really good at that. I was very disciplined, and my P&L showed it. And then I got away from that for a little bit, and it showed. And I didn't realize it because a lot of times you don't realize those things in the moment. But one thing that I really suck at is my patience with the PAY. Like my patience on the way back down with a trade, like it'll go into the green, and I get so like if it'll get like, say we get a quick move back down the VWAP, I'm like, okay, it's gonna bounce and it's gonna go high day. Like that's just what's predetermined in my head. Like I have this predetermined outcome all the time because I've seen it happen a lot, but I'm still assuming instead of just letting the trade. Like I have a thing that says don't be afraid to lose, but I never follow it. Like I almost want to like guarantee like a decent trade instead of looking for great trades, instead of realizing that if I take some profit and try to let the rest run, and I get stopped out high of day, I need to realize that that's still a great trade. And not right, and that's where I'm like having some trouble, but at the same time I'm improving because I catch myself doing it. So I know that when I catch myself doing it, that I'm now at least catching myself doing it. So that's improvement.
Yeah, I've been noticing the same thing in myself, and what I think it comes down to, something that I discovered, which is really cool, is if you can notice your emotional triggers, like in the moment, like because the reason you do that usually is because you have that oh shit moment, like it's green, I want to take it off, I don't want to take the L now that it's green, or whatever it happens to be for you. But like,
which that sounds very much like what it is.
Like I traded outside of my plan. Like I took too many shares, I suffered through a drop, and now I'm past my max loss on that trade. And then at that point, that's where my brain flips, and I go, okay, if I'm down like 200 already, I only plan on losing 100, then like F it, let's just see what happens. So like identifying those triggers when I did that was just like incredible for me. So I think it's kind of the same thing, but for you, it'll be emotional, but it won't necessarily be I took too many shares. It'll be whatever it is, like you just said. It'll be, oh, I'm green, I'd rather not take the L, I'd rather lock in the green. So you're fear of a loss, right?
Right. Yep.
It's good stuff.
And It's definitely something that I knew I used to do in the past, and I've gotten a lot better with it even since then. But when I got better with it, I guess part of my brain said, okay, it's fixed. But in reality, I'm still way, like, super far away from, like, the end result that I'm looking for. So it's definitely something that I guess once I started winning again, it kind of just like untriggered that, or like unchecked that box, like saying, okay, you don't need to really focus on that anymore. Go focus on something else. But in reality,
that kind of slips and
exactly,
really fixed. Yeah, I totally
exactly.
get you.
Yep. Ugh. So what have you been up to in life, man? Living the trader lifestyle?
Life, yeah. It's winter here, and it's dark at like 5 or 4:30 p.m.
I know, it sucks.
So it's 10 o'clock. It literally feels like it's 4 a.m. Like it's been dark for 6 hours.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So I don't know. Usually I just go to bed earlier now. Motorcycle's away. It's because there's snow and I can't touch it. And like, just
Put them
sucks
snow
to be
tires on.
outside. Yeah, I honestly would. Like, I'd buy a snowmobile or something if it was allowed. I'm down.
I mean, the police cars can't catch you. Snowmobile can go a lot of places they can't.
What do I do? I'm kind of lame, especially in the winter. Like, I don't do anything cool in the winter. I just go to the gym and eat food. And that's kind of lame.
I mean, yeah, some people live those types of lives.
I play a lot of Rocket League. I play a lot of...
You don't play Rocket League, you liar.
I play a lot with Mike, but I play a lot of... I got back into StarCraft. I play that.
StarCraft or StarCraft 2?
StarCraft 2.
Did you see the new Half-Life is coming out?
I did not.
Finally. It's not Half-Life 3, but they're calling it Half-Life... I forget what they're calling it. I guess it's Alyx. ALYX.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is it like a remastered or is it a brand new? Like,
no, it's a brand new, and I think they're looking to make it VR as well. Or maybe it's supposed to be
VR bandwagon.
BR?
Battle Royale, is that what you meant?
No.
Did you not
Battle
say
Royale.
VR? What did you
No.
say?
I didn't say anything even close to
You said they're
BR.
making a
Half-Life,
VR?
VR, Victor, Romeo, VR, like VR goggles, VR headset. Virtual. Yeah, I guess I could have said virtual reality.
Yeah.
I guess that would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at our DM at that last picture.
I'm not even looking at stuff. Everyone listening, Tim likes to send me dirty pictures.
That's not
Some of them
true.
are of himself.
They're safe for work.
They're very not safe for work. Thank God. I don't have a real job, so I can stare at his naked body all day. But I have it covered up now with other ones. The whole thing needs to be bleeped out in editing, even though it's live. Yeah, there it is.
Just play it. I'll just have to move that back a little bit. I don't know. Every time, what was it? I mean, I have. I don't want to play that one. That one's only for trolls.
So loud. I don't know if you know that. Or maybe
It's
just in Discord,
yeah, it's
like
just in
disgustingly
Discord.
loud.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like
Well, that's
5
good.
times as loud as
That's good to know, because then I can just do this.
That's sick. No! Do it again. Do it again. I'll put my headset up to the mic. You can see how loud it is.
No, I'm good.
Just once.
No, I'm good.
Come
All right,
on.
I'll do it.
I don't know if you could hear that.
No, I couldn't.
See, Discord's smart, man. It turns off your mic, like with any stream sounds, with any like mic sounds. This thing is smart.
So, does anybody else have any light bulb moments or questions that they would like to discuss? Yeah,
let's hear some awesome insight from these.
Some people
Amazing viewers.
just listening to other people. You know, and that's the whole point of having these videos and live streams, is to hopefully create light bulb moments for other people. Like, they might be struggling in a specific part of their trading and they might not even have known it. And then they hear us say something and they're just like, aha, or like, holy shit, or like, holy shit. So it's one of them things where, that's kind of what we're after with this. It is kind of just a get together, hang out one last time before the weekend. But at the same time, it's also like, hopefully we learn something. I feel like it wouldn't be worth anybody's time if we weren't actually trying to learn something.
Speaking of random things that come up in chat and stuff like that, the chat that I'm in with the mentor person, whatever that I work with, we were talking about the SPY today. So I sent a screenshot of what is it like? What is it here? Like 2.5 million shares of SPY that was in like 5 separate blocks. And then we were talking about, okay, that's like over $1 billion worth of the SPY traded at like one price. So we were going into like, oh, was that like shorting or longing? Was it closing like a long or starting a short? And then we started talking about how the stock market works. And it was one of those convoluted things that eventually gave some nuggets of information. And I think what that was if you trade in the market for, let's say, more than scalps, like more than a couple minutes, like if you're trading swings, if you're trading big names, if you're not really trading the penny stocks for short moves, you have to understand how the market works. And the market is mostly algos, models, and bots that are buying and selling. So I would think that the smart money or the smart decision is to know how they trade and where they're buying and where they're selling with like billions and billions of dollars, and then try to ride that wave. So I just that was one of those things that came up today that kind of was related to what you said.
There's a person on, I don't know if she's on YouTube. It's a woman. I think her name is Stephanie. I know she's on Twitter somewhere. She does that exact thing, but via the dark pool. I don't know if you know of her.
Yeah. Of her, no. The dark pool, yes.
Well, right, yeah. A lot of
Dark pool.
yeah. I mean, a lot of the trades that come through in that kind of volume usually go through those routes, just because that's where all the liquidity is.
Yeah,
so
and there's still, like, you can pick up on those clues, right? So you can see them in the tape if you see a big block trade, or you can have you can have another scanner that just scans for giant blocks, like traded in certain equities or indices. So.
Right.
It's kind of cool. I know a lot of people here don't trade that stuff. Like, it's crazy. I don't really trade penny stocks anymore. Like, I do, but I focus on the big guys now. Like,
funny how that works, isn't it? The further you get into your trading career, the further you get away from penny stocks.
it makes so much sense to me. The more that I trade, it just, you can't like order flow and level 2 and all, like soaking and watching the tape. That's all important at penny stock level. But someone with $1 million can easily just ruin your entire plan and paint a different picture on the candles that you're watching. All of that stuff, like what happened with AWX and Mr. Gentile or whatever.
Just like KRTX. I was literally. It's funny you brought that up because I was just talking about that earlier, about how the quicker you can get away from penny stocks, the quicker you'll become consistent in your trading. And you kind of added on to it a little bit because I didn't bring that up, where like you take something like KRTX. When you look at this, all it takes is one person with a lot of money to where they can let this thing start to die off and let it collect some shorts, and they can just pick a spot on the chart where they just want to put all their money.
It paints like a Head and Shoulders, for example.
Exactly. Right, exactly. Like they can just buy it back up and make it look like, okay, we're double topping. And like you said, they could be like making a Head and Shoulders, whatever. Like they have the money to do that, and with low floats, they can. So that's why I personally stay away from them, because they can be that manipulated. But what I was saying is they could even like let it die down to a certain point to where it looks like, okay, it's done. And then it starts collecting all the shorts, and then right there, they could just put all their money right there and not let it go past that point, and it'll just go high of day again, and that's where all the shorts. And that's exactly what happened for 2 days.
Yep. And they don't even have to actively be buying. They just have to put a lot of soaking on the bid at different levels throughout the day.
Exactly.
Like when I came to that realization, it like blew my mind. Like the bulls in control doesn't mean that it has to be going up. They just have to not let it drop. So
Exactly.
you let new shorts come in, they try to just rip it apart, and nope, you're there. You're there to catch it. Like that is also a successful bullish case. So
Yep. Well, and that's what I was just saying. They sometimes will purposely let them drive the price down just to make it look like, okay, now it's a short. So you
yeah.
get all the shorts. So you're soaking up all that liquidity, stopping it at that certain price point, and then you're good to go.
And then
I
you're
mean,
driving in new longs, and then it breaks highs, and there's new momentum traders.
right. Because, like you said too, just to expand, you don't even have to be the one buying all the shares. As long as you, like you said, you soak up the shares at that certain price point, you'll eventually create more people saying, okay, we found support here, let's start buying. You'll get the people that were short saying, okay, we're obviously going higher, let's cover our shares, and then we go higher.
Yep, it's that simple, and it felt so much greasier than like like studying a
Later,
large
Tom.
cap and like trying to. What's up?
The other Tom. There's another Tom he was leaving.
Goodbye, Tom.
Tom saying goodbye to Tom.
Good, yeah. Like the people with, like I said, billions and billions of dollars in like legitimate names. I find that's a lot more interesting and rewarding to get consistent at, rather than like trying to predict when someone's gonna ruin a chart pattern by soaking 200,000 shares. Like
Yep.
I just feel greasy in this whole space that's like built on marketing and hype and sucking in the new people that like I feel like it's this tiny bubble, like 5 or 10% of the whole world of trading, and like that's where all the attention goes, is like the small caps, the big runners. It's like the big guys usually don't give a shit at all about what that whole space entails.
Not at all. Yep, not at all. And like I was talking about ASLN earlier too. Just these are the
Oh my god, that was
the ones that go from 30, 40 cents up to $3. All they see is 500%, and they're like, okay, this thing's going to 1,000%. Like it, they start because they've seen it before and they want to be part of it, and then they all have the FOMO and they get in, and then it dumps on them, and it's like that that can happen, right? Exactly.
It's an allure to making a lot of money, and then you see something up 400%, you start doing the math, you're like, well, if I just put in $1,000, that's like $3,000 profit.
Right.
But it's not really learning about how to trade
exactly
properly, but
well, and that
it's no one's
exactly
fault, really, like they're just people get preyed on, I guess.
and that's exactly why we made this channel, to try to keep that shit from happening. Subscribe to Volatility Trading. Tell all your friends.
Oh god, I hated saying that. I do not miss. I miss YouTube, but I don't. So, power on you for not quitting. Because
Look at the chat.
Quit, right? Losers lose. Yo, Tom, when are you coming back with the videos? Doing business with Chinese. I know who that is.
Yeah, he's been around.
Oh, that is Mr. Banker, I believe. My bad. No, it's someone else. Anyways, I don't know. There's been a lot of times, actually, that I've recorded a video because I felt the urge to re-upload. This happened like a couple weeks ago. Nothing in particular happened. I was doing really well or really bad. I think I actually had a loser, and I thought it was important to share. But then I was just like, man, halfway through rendering, I was like, I don't care. I don't want to get back on this train. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But maybe at some point I'll start because I really enjoyed like helping people and stuff, but I also don't like the whole YouTube space, like becoming a creator and everything that entails like entertaining people on YouTube. Like I just don't care really, but I do enjoy helping people trading and getting better and stuff. So I don't know how I would do that in the future, but
I know how you can do it.
I don't even know where the hell I'm going with your question, but I think you know what I'm getting at. And how
I do.
That, Tim?
You can do that by, if you have the urge to teach somebody something, you feel it's a very valuable lesson, render that shit, send it to me, and I'll upload it on my channel. So that way you don't have to worry about it. You can kind of be like a guest person every once in a while. See where I'm going with that?
It's like one of those nuggets that I said earlier about finding your emotional trigger. Like just random stuff like that, I'll think like, wow, that'd be a sick video. But then I'm like, I just don't care.
Yep.
But there's a lot of those moments that I have, like when I started to use hard stops and then find those emotional triggers, which would be me getting stopped out, and then just not trading for the next even 10 seconds, like just getting up, whatever you have to do at the start to break that mental cycle of terrible habits, remove those habits, and then put new habits in, not revenge trading. Just
Right.
stuff like that I think is so valuable, and it never gets out because like you just see these YouTube videos of, oh, I just made 40K on KRTX, and everyone's just so hyped.
Here's my chat room.
Let me join your chat room. Oh, yeah. Like, exactly. It's like, that's not how you get better. I know it looks sick, but you can make 40 grand and trade like shit, or you can make $400 and have traded it like a god. So I don't know.
I agree with you 100%.
Maybe I'm just jaded by the whole YouTube experience, It
Yeah.
sucked me in, and it grinded me, and it spit me out. So
I think a lot of the reason that I love doing this is, one, because I actually found, like, I don't know, I enjoy it first off, but then secondly, I feel like there's a bigger objective here than anything with myself. Like, I feel like I'm just the one hosting this channel, when in reality, I feel like this channel is building a community to really just get away from exactly what you were just describing. Get away from the people that are making the videos just to sell you something, get you in their chat room, whatever it may be. The whole purpose of this channel is to know that every single time you come to the channel, you're going to be watching something that is hopefully informative. And it's just that. It's supposed to be here to help, and that's it. There's no hidden agenda. Yes, exactly. I mean, there's always, like, of course, I'm affiliated with the scanners and I'm affiliated with CMEG, but those are just things that are there to help if they're tools. So if somebody is looking for what I consider the best of the best in a certain aspect, the only reason I'm affiliated with them in the first place is because I believe that that's the best tool that can be used.
Yeah,
but you never.
The goal is to make a living off of selling.
Exactly.
Link, like,
exactly.
Obviously.
And anybody that has been watching me for a long time knows that I don't ever push them. Like, they're there. So if somebody asks, I'll explain it, but that's as far as I go with it. You'll never see me, like, I've obviously made videos, but those they weren't forced, but I made them for the affiliation. And they're also there, like, if somebody has a specific question, instead of me having to repeat myself over and over again, I can just kind of, throw them to the video sometimes. It just helps.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, I get it, because I had that too. Like, even with mine, it was the same idea. I wasn't selling anything, and then hundreds of people are joining this Discord, and we're all talking and stuff. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. Like there was no motive. It wasn't like there was no PDF. There's nothing. It was just like, yo, let's hang out and learn to trade.
Yep. To answer you, learning to day trade. To answer you, Mr. Banker, that's what I'm gonna call you. It's much easier than saying doing business with the Chinese every time. I'm not sponsored with CMEG. I'm just affiliated with them. So if you were to sign up under me, I get a very, 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 very minuscule, small, tiny amount of your commissions that you make for the month. And the reason I say that is because the percentage is small. And then on top of that, it's actually after they take all the broker fees, the ECN fees, the fees from the exchange. Like, they take that out of your commissions and then give me the small ass percentage of it. So I basically make nothing, but in return, they allow me to give you guys the lower the lower rate than if you were to just sign up regular. So the reason I affiliated with them was so that if someone came to me, I could offer them, the ability to save $1 a ticket, which adds up big time. Like, every month I'm putting in at least 100, 150, sometimes 200 tickets. So right there, if you're trading $295 instead of $395, that's, 100, 150, $200 in your pocket. And it adds up over time. If you're here for years or whatever, it's always good to find the cheapest commissions. Yeah, it's just a way to help out.
Why
Also,
is my Discord called Chillin'? It used to be just for my friends and I to game, probably a year prior to when I started trading, and then I was like, whoa, I can make like a separate channel and just spam the crap out of it on my YouTube, and then all of a sudden, like, an insane amount of people join, and then here we are. So I never really changed it. I still have that meme picture, the Dolan duck, whatever picture. So like, I don't know. The rest is history, I guess.
Yep, quitter.
Me.
Nobody likes a quitter unless you do it for the right reasons.
Did
And it depends
did
what
I
you're
do it
quitting.
for the right reasons. I don't know, man.
Is your trading better since you quit?
Oh, like age is better, but it's not because I quit. But like,
I'm sure it has something to do with it.
well, first, his question. My friends do not trade. They ask me all the time where the market is going and if it's a good decision that they just went all in on CGC when it was like $60, and I said no, and then it dropped to 20, and they said what the f. Other than that, no. Trade. I met a guy through the YouTube channel that I've been friends with now for over a year. We play games together, we trade, we talk all the time. He's on my Discord all the time.
You can tell him my name, Tom. It's fine.
But oh, also you, but no, not you. Man, Wall Street Bets. I love.
Oh yeah,
love
Wall
that
Street Bet.
subreddit. I love it.
I typed it into the chart thinking it was a ticker.
I've been a victim myself of some of those trades, and they are fun until they don't go right, and you lose $2,000 in a day. But man,
Wait, people actually trade for real based off of that stuff? I always thought that was just like a mock.
$70,000 to.
Well, I saw the guys that were doing the options crap on Robinhood that they like spoofed the system or whatever.
No. It's not like fake as in spoofed, but they like.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
They found the loophole to like keep leveraging their position more and more or whatever. I didn't like look into it.
They'll
But
just throw like $70,000 onto 1 day to expiry options, and then turn that into like $650,000, and then all the way back down to 200, and then 15. Like,
I mean, if you hit
zero.
If you hit it that big, you need to just go back to trading like normal size. Cash that shit out.
That's not what degenerates do, and it's so much fun to watch.
That's so
man.
true.
It's so sick to watch. I love it. It's great.
Maybe I'll have to pay more attention.
I answered his question, and then I forgot what you said. What did you say? You had a good question. Something about my trading, or
It was we were just expanding on the fact that quitting YouTube, you don't necessarily associate your trading with getting better because of that, but I was just saying that it most likely had some sort of effect, whether you like subconsciously
yes.
know it or not.
It's funny that I'm admitting this now, but a lot of my trading was influenced on, well, not a lot, but like there's a good chunk of it, and I noticed it where it was like, is this going to be a good video? And I know it sounds like absolutely retarded, but that's what was going through my head, and that's part of the reason I just stopped. Because it was happening so much, and then like I was taking a couple big losses, and then it was like, what am I doing, man? Like, and then I'd make the video on the loss, and like there'd be all these views and comments, and it's like, what the frick am I doing? So that's my own problem. That was my own doing. It's not anyone else's fault. I just got kind of a thrill out of YouTube and realized it wasn't healthy for my trading at that point, and progressing into a non-emotional state of trading rather than reinforcing it. So I don't think that would be the same case if I started it again, because now I could care less. But I mean, just that in general is why I don't care about YouTube. So I guess that all makes sense, kind of.
It does. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I always, even just relating that to the market, I always tell everybody, if you're here to get rich quick, just withdraw your money, because that's not what this is about. If you're here to just make money, like obviously that's what we're here to do. But if that's like your primary goal right up front, it's most likely not going to happen because you're not going to take the time to learn how to make the money. So you really have to,
or keep it is even more like
exactly. That's very true. Like when you're first starting, to even just keep your money should be the goal. And that's kind of where I'm at. You know, everyone, I remember watching so many videos before I started trading, and in a lot of them, you know, the learning the day trade things, they would tell you, you know, your first year, it should be break even. Like you should want to be break even. And if you don't come into it with that mindset and you are like, oh, screw that, I'm going to be profitable and, you know, whatever, like you're going to try to, you know, push the envelope a little bit too much.
System, yeah, just
right. And guess what? You're going to be the 90%. And a lot of the 90% are the 90% because they fail that first time and they just give up. They're like, oh, I just took, you know, 2,000, 5,000, 25,000, whatever it is to, you know, everybody's going to be different. And they just lose it, right? They flush it down the drain because they didn't take the proper time, you know, to educate themselves before they jumped into the market. Like if you're going to be a surgeon, you're not just gonna, like, somebody fall on the ground and they need heart surgery, you're not just gonna jump in and start cutting this dude open and know what to do, right?
Yeah,
you need to
I want to fix people now. It's like, no, you don't want to fix people, you want to learn how to use the tools correctly.
Exactly. And this is no different. And it's you can go all the way down to
how long is that education, right? So
exactly. And well, that's kind of what I was getting at. Is that first year, even if you end up paying like $2,000 or so, like I did on a $5,000 account, but that was mainly over like commissions, broker fees, and stuff like that. What is college? What is continued education? That's exactly what it is. It's all fees and stuff to educate yourself, to make sure that you're staying up to date. So you have to realize that, you know, you can't just come in expecting to make money, especially when you have not a clue what you're doing.
And it's funny you say that because that was my line of education before I also quit, actually, if we want to go on this whole quitting narrative, and decided to trade instead.
You're just a quitter.
Like, the first 2 years you're not even in the hospital, right? Like, so that'd be like the first 2 years you're not even trading live. You're stuck on the sim, you're learning the concepts, and then like after that it's like, okay, you're thrown into live but with a doctor, so like with a mentor or with an education service for the next 2 years, and then you graduate and are allowed to be a doctor or trade,
be an intern, right? Like think of yourself like getting an internship, or what do they call them as a doctor? They call them something else.
The what? The residence,
yeah. So like act like you get your residence, and what that is basically like your first live account, but it's a small account. Like you're not just getting thrown in to do heart surgery right away. Like you're now helping, like you're in the room, like you're starting to familiarize yourself with the real deal. So that's basically what a small account would be to get started. Like you shouldn't just be like, okay, I know what to do now, I'm going to jump in with a $25,000 account. Like, no. Even if you have the $25,000, don't use it.
Or like having all of the equipment to repair someone's kidney, and then have like do it in your house or something.
Right.
Sorry,
exactly.
I interrupted you. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, if you have the $25,000, it's not bad to throw it into an account. Just don't use it. Like. Yeah. Because I do highly recommend, if you can trade with a U.S. broker and you're in the U.S., like you should obviously do it. But you have to have that discipline of saying, okay, I'm only using 5,000 of this. Like I'm going to start with a $5,000 account, even though you have a $25,000 account. That should make sense. I shouldn't say if it makes sense.
And if you don't have the discipline to do any of these things in the first place, you will not have the discipline to be a profitable trader. And I learned that the hard way. Like, I didn't really trade on paper for that long when I started, and then I jumped in. I lost a shitload of money. I kept losing money. I kept adding money because I could afford it, and I just kept losing. You know, a couple grand down here. This next week, 500. Next week, 2, and I just kept reloading because why the frick not? I'm already live. That's not the way to do it. Full disclaimer: do not try this at home, kids. But
and it's funny that we're relating it the same way that we are, because just like a residence, doing, say, we're just going to keep using, we'll use the kidney, but like say you're fixing somebody's kidney in like the lab as practice, it's completely different emotions when you have a live person in front of you doing the same exact thing. You can be doing the same exact thing and it's going to just completely feel like you're completely somewhere else. Exactly. Where when you mess up on the dummy or whatever they use, you know, at the end of the day, it's a dummy.
It's funny because like what I did with my trading account would be like, is if in first year med school, if they had to let me just start cutting people open by myself, like just going rambunctious live with trading. That's the same thing.
Yep, that's exactly the same
Surgeons,
thing.
actually, funny you say that, is because typically surgeons, well, any doctor, and actually any higher IQ line of work tends to do worse initially and potentially in the longer term with trading, because usually their smarts can get them out of a lot of situations. Like they can either think or study or whatever their way out of it, where EQ doesn't matter as much, whereas with trading it's the exact opposite. People with higher how do I not say this in a weird way, people that at least think they're smarter definitely have bigger egos and, you know, don't like being wrong. They don't like being outsmarted, but especially they don't like being wrong, and that has to happen for you to be a profitable trader. Like people don't realize that. Like on a test, like if you're super smart, yeah, you'll do better. You can get everything right. You can just study harder. But like with trading, you have to be wrong, but you have to know how to do it properly, and like it just doesn't click with a lot of people that are so used to just getting everything they want through studying and just being right. So that kind of went off on a tangent, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've read a lot about.
So just to expand on that a little bit, like looking at my chart, I always disregard. Let me see if I can just do it this way. So yeah, like right here, this is when I started trading the strategy that I use now. And I was thinking that same exact way, where I didn't know how to lose. All I knew how to do was win, right? And you can see that right here, I started to increase my share size a little bit because I was doing so well. And of course, like pretty much right after that, I ran into a situation where I let my ego get in the way. I was like, I'm not losing, because this was 28 trades in a row that were all winners. And then MTSI comes along, and pretty much no matter how I played MTSI, I was going to lose. It was a loser. But I didn't know how to lose, and I fell off a cliff. And I mean, like like fell off a cliff.
Like if you recognize how many things in this are just signs that you are going to make it, because it's endless. Like first off, you noticed what you did wrong. You noticed it was your ego. You noticed you couldn't be a good loser, and then you worked on it. Secondly, you actually posted it. Like that shows a lot of humility, right?
Yeah.
Accepting that you can be wrong, and not really caring about that, but more like, I want to get better and improve it. And then not only that, but sticking around, and through that July to September period, that was probably the biggest grind of your life. And then again, September to November, where it was fairly flat, and then still not falling to the, oh shit, I haven't made any money in 3 months. Let's do something dumb and have another fall off the cliff. Like there's so many, like I'm looking at that chart, and these are all the things that are going through my head, and that might not be obvious to a lot of people at first, but that's exactly what I see when I look at that chart, because so many of those like experiences and emotions and stuff I can see that I've done myself on that chart. And I know that sounds super like tinfoil hat, like hippie pot smoking, but like that is what I see when I look at that chart.
Mr. Banker, I always say learning how to lose is most likely the most important thing you can do in trading. And if you guys want to look at this chart, I've told most people already know this, but there's not a June in here. It goes right from May to July, because after this trade, I realized that my emotions were all over the place and I knew I didn't know how to lose. So I literally took off the whole month of June to make sure, on paper, to make sure that this never happened again. Because I mean, scrolling out, I consider my trading journey like legit trading career, like with my new strategy to start from here. But if we scroll out back when I was just a dumb new trader, there's just a lot of just peaks and valleys in here. But notice one big flaw in my trading over the course of all the way up to this MTSI trade. Big cliff, and then we did pretty okay getting up here. This was all luck and too high of a share size. But then look what happened: a cliff, and then we started going sideways, and then another cliff, and then we started coming back up with our new strategy. We found our edge, and we still, even with what we knew is a profitable strategy, we still found a way to form this cliff. So I finally figured out that, okay, I don't know how to lose. So that's when the
process involves losing.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I did. I figured out how to not, and what do you see? You might see losses, you might see little blips here, but they're definitely not these cliffs. They're just
that's
little.
How a P&L curve should look, because otherwise in October or November, in between October and November of 19, there should be another one of those cliff falls in the next year.
Right.
But if you don't have that, then it looks like that, and maybe it's flat, and then it starts crawling back up again. That's what a P&L curve is supposed to look like. So, kudos, my man. That's how she's supposed to go.
Thanks, man. It's always, and to be honest, it's good to kind of hear that, from somebody else that has been through it and whatnot, because it's lonely, right? Trading is very lonely at times. That's another reason.
It's lonely enough, and then the isolation of trading. Whew, man, that's a recipe for buying a motorcycle. I'll tell you
that. I didn't even read your thing. What is Vincenzo saying?
Blew up big twice. I read about him.
It's very true.
I don't get you. It's like, find your thrill in something else. Like, go do a lot of drugs, or like, again, don't try this at home. And no full disclosure, this is probably not a good idea, but like, you gotta find your thrill somewhere else, because if you do it in trading without risk management, then like you're gonna just lose it. Like,
you're gonna get a thrill, all right.
You want to YOLO plays? If you want to do some YOLO 420 Wall Street bets style stuff, go for it. But use like profits,
like fuck you money.
Yeah,
like
oh, I made $5,000, or like whatever you want to say, $1,000 this week. I'll risk 200, 400 on like a YOLO play. Sure, like it's stupid, but like it's within your plan and it gets you off. So whatever.
And just to go back a little bit to like what we were talking about before, I was just thinking there's actually a guy that comes in here all the time. His name's Constantine, and he's been on demo for over 2 years. I think he's coming up on 3 years. And because I don't know how he did, maybe it was just an accident, but he's literally putting up the money for the last 2-3 years to trade on these demo accounts, because he understands that it's just like anything else. Like, you need to have the education and the knowledge of not just like a strategy and finding a profitable strategy and edge, whatever you want to call it, but you also need to know, what's going on in the market. Why is the market doing this? Why is it doing that? Why do stocks move down? Why do they move up? Like, you need to know the what ifs, ands, and buts. I always say that about a strategy. You need to know every single outcome of a strategy. And this actually relates to Tom a little bit earlier. He said, at the poker table, he can manage his emotions a little bit better because he's probably been in almost every situation at the poker table. So when you get put in that situation again for the 100th time, you know how to feel. But if you just jump into the market and say you even win the first couple times, but then that first time you lose, you've never felt that before. So you're just going to become most likely a deer in headlights. You're not going to know what to do.
It's so crazy. Like, even just as you say it, I'm thinking like I can fold hands after being invested in the pot so easily. Like, I just don't, like, it's not even a set of thought. It's just, okay, bad probability, cut. But I'm nowhere near that level in trading. Like,
I'm the same way.
I'll segue that into like how my trading has evolved. Not even just the products I trade and the way that I trade, but like I recently, once I joined this room and this program and everything, I sized down like nuts just to work on my consistency. So I'm in this weird spot where, like, because I was posting like really fat wins on YouTube, and even after I stopped, I was having massive wins, but like disgustingly big losses. Like sometimes thousands of dollars in like minutes. So I knew that there was an issue. I knew
They're
I
just
had a
chips.
problem somewhere, right? So um, I've sized it down, and I'm just working off of my R, which is my risk. 1R, 2R, 3R. The numbers don't matter because $100 risk is the exact same thing as 2,000, 5,000, 10,000
Thank you.
down the line.
I try to tell people that all the time.
The liquidity is there, and it's the same person that will get sucked into the hype of the marketing around penny stocks and big percentage movers, and that is the same kind of person that won't understand that, like, if you just forget about the money for a little bit and just disconnect somehow, like pretend it's like banana peels, which is something you don't give a shit about if you're just collecting bananas, like Trading Monkey or something with his banana, like.
You implying that Trading Monkey eats bananas?
Man, I love him. No. It was a thing where like we'd be trying to get some bananas in the market today. That used to be.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you could just forget about that and realize that it's just the product of this business is money. For another business, it could be tables or chairs or something. But the best way to accumulate our version of the tables and the chairs is to learn how to build it properly, and then you can go to a factory with your design and build 20,000 times the amount, right? Is that making sense, or am I going into?
No, you're making perfect sense to me anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was actually going to just ask you a quick question based off of that. Like when it comes to just back on going to the poker analogy, how many years, or I guess the best way to put it would be hours, but it's kind of hard to really put that into perspective. But like how many years of playing poker would you say it took for you to almost feel like you were good?
I hate that you asked that because I've never thought of that, and now that I think about it,
It's a long time, isn't it?
the answer is, oh fuck, it's like 10 years, man. At least.
Exactly.
12
Exactly.
years? Oh god.
When I first started playing poker,
because I don't want to wait that long. Oh no.
but that's what I say. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So if you can really stick it out and just slowly get more, like if you can become profitable, just because you're profitable doesn't mean you're actually good at what you're doing. It just means you have an advantage over other people that are in the market. And same with poker. Just because you're profitable at poker doesn't necessarily mean you're good, because, and that's the thing too, is there's going to be streaks, and poker players will tell you this all the time, where they're just going through like a bad run of cards. They're getting, cold decked. There all kinds of different things can happen where, like, I might have a strategy that wins 85% of the time, but I might go through a month where it only wins 60% of the time, and I'm not trading it any differently than I was before.
And you have to,
exactly.
You have to keep your shit together, or
exactly.
there goes the account. And it's so crazy how easy it is with poker for me. It's just like, the cards will come at some point, and it's just so easy to believe that. But with trading, you're like, I need this one right now.
Yep, like, exactly.
It's never going to be another trade or whatever goes through your head, right?
And let me tell you this, or let me ask you this, I should say. When you're playing poker, how long sometimes do you wait for good hands? Like there's sometimes you'll play an 8-hour session of poker and almost never get a good hand. Like I've played an 8-hour session and never got something over like pocket tens. Like it's happened.
Yeah. When I played, I did mostly just turbos or hypers, so the hands were dealt quicker. The average hands per hour were like
probably like 70. Oh, geez, that's really
like
that's crazy.
The hyper turbos. So, but in terms of percentage, it would even out to the same thing. Like we're kind of saying the same thing,
right?
I guess in hands, I could go 20, 30 hands folding. Folding, and just not care, because I know that a hand will come along with the probability. But with trading, it's like, I have to wait. Like, I don't know why it's so different.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at, is that pretty much with trading, if you have the right tools, how many I don't even know the answer to this, but how many stocks are currently in the market?
I believe it's a couple thousand on the U.S.
That's what I was thinking. It was like 2,000 something. Yeah. let's just say it was 2,000. So any given day, you have 2,000 opportunities at the market open, right? So when you're playing poker, you're getting one opportunity per hand, like
Yes.
over. So what I'm getting at here is, in a way, trading should be that much easier to be patient than poker, because with trading, you can literally sit down for a half hour, maybe 2 hours at the most, and get pocket aces like a couple times in those couple hours. Where at poker, you can go, like I had just said, you can go 8 hours, you can go 3 weeks without ever getting it.
It's like multi-tabling with 2,000 tables.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Don't like it? Okay, I'm not going to look at the stock, aka I'm going to fold the hand.
Exactly. Just get rid of it. There's no reason to look at it.
And then there's multiple time frames. There's setups that develop during the day, so it's like multiple hands within the hand, unless you're.
Yep. Well, and on top of that, like there's no blinds or antes. Like you don't have to put your money in at any given time. Like everything about trading is basically, to me, that's why I always relate it so well to poker, is because everything is basically poker, but easier, better. Like it's more, like it can be more profitable. The only time that you have to spend a little bit extra, like put the blinds in per se, is when you actually take the trade. But the only time you should be taking those trades is when you have the high probability of winning. So imagine if you could do that in poker.
What screws me up is that oh man, it's late. What the hell was I gonna say?
I just answered that, Mr. Banker.
I just lost it. Yeah, we were talking about easier.
At least I think it is.
It was a good one, man. I had a good thing to say, and it's just gone now.
It sucks because the more you think about it, the further it goes.
Something to do with, again, how easy it is for poker versus how. Oh, I think this might have been it. I think it's so. Oh yes, this. Okay, we're good.
Got it.
With trading, there's so much more emotion involved, and I think that's a lot to do with the marketing. Because when I think about it now, I think there was a time when quitting your job to play online poker was the thing, and I'm pretty sure that was a thing 10 years ago.
It was,
10 years ago. So now it's like quit your job and play stocks.
Play stocks.
Right? Like, you can live on a beach and
just bring your laptop everywhere.
Poker on your laptop. Now it's trading stocks on your laptop on a beach. So I think with that brings that whole wave of like emotional new people,
right?
Which is I've never thought about that before, but I think that it's true because everyone wants to learn how to day trade now. It's like a new thing.
I also think
back when it was breaking out.
Yeah, I also think that the market is always going to kind of have that same, like, I guess, influence that you're talking about, where it's always going to be bringing in those people, because there's always going to be those people out there that just can't really like find a purpose in life or a direction in life. And the stock market is almost kind of like a cop-out in a way. Like, so they think, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know, the market, I can just do whenever, you know, the time, I can do it whenever I have the extra time kind of thing. So, like, it's always going to draw those almost like lazy people in that have a little bit extra money. And, you know, they're always going to, again, they're going to get sucked into these gurus or, you know, whoever it may be. And
unfortunately, I think that discipline, the lack of discipline and that type of personality is the one that wasn't meant to make it in the first place if they don't change.
Exactly my point. Yep, I agree 100%. Yeah. Honestly, it was probably Ross Cameron who popularized day trading.
Not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong completely. I never even heard of Ross. That was actually not the first person I had heard of when I got into it. It was actually Ricky. But I mean, those two are one and one.
Hang around your own phone enough, and you say the words day trading into your phone enough times, and YouTube will start recommending you, and then the ads will start playing, and then they'll jam whoever's paying the most money. And I guess first it was Ricky, now Ross. Like every video I watch has Ross Cameron on it, because all I do is talk about trading and stocks when I'm around the computer and my phone, because that's what I do. So it's just like horse feeding me Ross Cameron.
When I go to bed at night, I'm seeing if it's on here now. The app that I use to play the rain sound, it gives me the ad down the bottom.
At the bottom, yeah.
It's literally Ross Cameron.
I know.
sitting-
I hate that too, for
I'm like,
those
are you
free
effing
apps.
kidding me?
Get out of my life, Ross.
It's like when I see him in person, I'm just gonna be like, can you please just leave me alone?
Yeah.
uh,
Man, you got some viewers here. Well, they listen to you, no offense, and especially me. Like, what? Man.
yeah, man. I mean,
It's been, by the way, it's been like an hour and 20 minutes.
I know you're like, I'm just gonna pop in for a couple minutes. It's. I think that's one of the things is I'm very, I'm a smooth talker, I guess maybe.
Oh. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think people know they're coming here and they might learn something. But I try to have a good time at the same time. I'm not like some Daunty can't listen to like, this is the stock market. When volume goes up, price goes down. There's people out there that are making videos that are like that. I've seen them, and it's like, who's gonna actually sit around and watch that? That's why I always say, people like Patrick Wheeland, he's a great marketer, and there's a reason that he has so many subscribers is because
I love that, man.
his energy and his like influence on everything, and it's like there's a reason why he gets a lot of people to watch him because
production quality is
right, exactly.
not so much editing because he doesn't need to do a lot of editing, but like I'll call it just production quality. Is
right,
amazing, and he's done that his whole life. He's worked with Drone Nerds. He's done videos for whoever the hell it was. Like, he's fucking good at it, and YouTube is a lot of that. It's about looking good, not just yourself, but the video, like the audio,
right,
knowing how to do it. So he's beautiful.
Yep, something I'm still working on. This is literally all brand new to me. So hopefully over the course of growing.
Top tier right there.
Well, you can thank Tom, the other Tom. That was my last donation thing. It was for the Elgato Stream Deck, and just adding that, everything's at my fingertips now. It's pretty nice. It's like
the highest subscriber anymore, by the way. That's very irritating, but I don't want to donate $300 to you.
Why not?
Did Lone Wolf really give you $261?
It's not at once. That's over the course of over the course. I can probably pull up and see, because you gave me 69.
Are you here right now?
He probably is.
Man, so much money. Why are you doing that?
Because he supports the channel, man. Get out of here.
I support you emotionally. Why do I have to give you more money?
You support me in other ways than emotionally too, but it's not a matter of. You don't want me to answer that on the stream.
The pictures.
What was that? I forgot what I was gonna say. People, like I always say, if people find value, and that's the other thing too, is like $261 to Jonathan, you don't know how much money he has. Like, he might be very successful and might have, so that could be like $20 to him or $26.10. Like, for all we know, nobody knows each other's situation, but if somebody can help somebody else out, then go for it. And that, like, when I do my giveaways and stuff, like, that's coming out of my pocket, but I'm doing them to help give back to, the people that support me. That's what it's all about. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on.
You gave me keys on Rocket League. I'll never forget that.
I wanted to play with you, and you wanted the rocket pass. And did I think twice about it? No, because you're my friend. It was something that I had that I could give you. So, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Stop. You're going to make me cry.
It's the truth, though. How do I switch this? Oh, here it is. Oops. Year.
Quality trading content from a true gentleman. Volatility trading, everyone. Do you have like a applause?
I do.
Effect?
I do.
Let's get it.
It's more of a laugh track, but I don't think I have an actual applause one.
When are you gonna hit as many subs as I do, man? Come on, dude. This is some weak.
I know you're still growing. You don't even make videos anymore.
It says, let me go into my. Oh, I lost 14 subs in 28 days. It's sad. I made $4 though. $4 a night. Almost $4.20. I made $4.19.
A lot of the donations were on that one day, my birthday. So that's pretty much where all of that came from. Remember, you weren't here for that. They actually got into like a little bit of a donation war. It was kind of cool.
Like, yes, keep going.
No, honestly, I didn't think anything of it. I, obviously
Keep
just said thank
going.
you. I was kind of egging him on. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna let him be the highest?"
You're only gonna donate $300. Oh.
Nah, I think. What did I make that day? So this is showing me the number of donations, but not the amount. Oh, here we go. It ended up being.
Man, I would. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. I'm usually not here on Fridays. I gotta sound cool at least, right? But this one happened to be free, so I said, why not?
Free.
Right?
Nothing's free. I'm just kidding.
Free, like
what? What was free?
What? My night was free? Hello?
Oh, your night was free. Like you stayed in. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just eating junk food and just generally sad, just the usual life of a trader.
Yeah, very true.
I wasn't allowed to trade today because I broke my rules yesterday and lost almost all of the previous day's profits, which was a massive profit in terms of not necessarily dollar amount anymore, but
Right.
as per my plan. So to get me out of that revenge-y emotional trading, my man, he came up with a rule for me that he said worked for him, and it says if you break one risk rule, aka, well, I broke two. I added early and therefore didn't take profit at a level because I wanted more out of it because it didn't come down to my level. And then I stopped out above my level only for it to bounce off the level, and then I took it again after it bounced. And then when it double bottomed, I had to stop out due to my risk. And I took double the risk on that trade. So I lost like 4, almost 5R on all of that garbage. So anyways, if you do even just one of those wrong, you have to take the whole next day off of taking trades, but you have to show up, be here, and watch the tape. So that's what I did. I just watched it pretty much all day.
There's Jonathan, by the way, or Lone Wolf. You can ask him yourself now. But yes, if you haven't already, Circuit Coin. That's Lone Wolf.
Circuit Coin. I was wondering, why do you give this beautiful individual so much of your hard-earned money? It says top donator. It says Lone Wolf. I guess Tim is a sweet talking way, as you said earlier. I think that's why we became friends. You sweet talked me into it. At first I was like, man, volatility trading. Get this guy out of here. He's not even good at Rocket League. And then here we are. You're been around for a while. I was there in your darkest days when you blew up your little fun money account. When I say fun, I mean real. Yeah. Come along with you and I, Timothy.
We actually have. It's been a while. Did you hear the applause? Was that good? Let's try this one. I don't know if to add one of those. I don't actually have like an applause one. Oh, you can't hear that?
No.
Oh, here, hold on one sec.
Let me turn on the stream volume. Oh, I hear it on the stream. I don't hear it on here. Perfect. Let's leave it like that.
You could hear that? I wonder. Oh, well, yeah, I guess you can't hear it because I don't have it. Yeah, it makes sense. I wonder if Lone Wolf just has that on like a bot. He's not actually here. Just like randomly has it posted. If you haven't already.
Watch you, but...
Yeah, he just makes it look like he is. That would be so messed up.
Lone Wolf, if you are there, please respond.
Jonathan, if you respond, I'll come to go-karts tomorrow.
You guys live near each other? I want to go to go-karts.
Yeah.
I love go-karting. Holy crap.
He's a half hour away from me.
Man.
We're actually supposed to...
Wherever the heck you said you were. You're only 8 hours away. I remember that.
Yeah. We're actually supposed to, I think, still go grab a drink tomorrow night, too. That was the original plan. But now it turned into possibly doing some go-karts.
Timmy. Let's go see the nuts on the bowl in New York.
I'm down. I'll drive up there.
Yeah?
Yeah. That'd be a good way to meet. That's kind of like a halfway, because that's like four
So
hours
cute,
for me.
You know, stock market thing, and we'll. Wow. you
Can
know?
make a video and everything.
Oh god, here we go.
I'm just kidding.
Always about the content. I see.
No, definitely not. You guys
Monkey
going
Street.
to Monkey
Oh
Street?
my god.
Oh yeah, next
I
summer.
remember about that.
I don't think I'm invited anymore.
On a boat or something. A monkey
Well,
yacht? What are we doing?
I don't know because he was telling everybody today that he's going to be making $2,000 a day in 11 months. So
Oh fuck yeah, let's go, monkey.
if that happens, then wow, I just give him the thumbs
I
up.
have to catch up on some of his videos. I want to see. It's a trap.
It's a trap!
It's not a trap. I used to watch him every single day, and
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
I want to spot the differences in this trading because I'll be able to see it right away. So I'm gonna do that after we're done, which is hopefully soon.
There really isn't any. I'll just break your heart.
No, don't do that. I'm gonna watch them.
Sorry. All right, go ahead. You let me know if I'm wrong. He was doing really well for a couple weeks with his no commission or no fees account, like trading smaller shares. I think his main problem is he tried to up his share size just a little bit, and it took him 2 weeks to get to a certain point, and then he gave it all back in 2 days, and then he went negative. Yeah. So I think that's kind of, I don't know if that was really just a sizing issue or if it was, I don't know. I don't. He confuses me sometimes.
Emotions, it's everything. We all did the same thing.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
He's gonna. I already know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
No, what Mr. Banker was gonna say.
Oh, I
Yep.
did this, okay.
He said exactly what I thought he was gonna say.
What, you mean 10 shares is not profitable?
No, there was some trades that he was trading one share and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what he was
I
trading.
mean, there is a lot wrong with that, but
Well, I mean,
like bottom to top KTRX, you could have made $100.
well, he actually traded KRTX.
Holy shit! Was it good? I traded KRTX. I had a
Okay.
sick trade on KRTX.
So I'm gonna scroll back to the chart and just show you where he got in. There was a halt up here at, it was like 100 something. Where was this halt at?
120 or 30, I believe. I remember that. Yeah.
No, I think it was down further. I think it was a here.
It was in the start of that move.
No, it was at $100. I think it was this candle here. Yeah, it was this candle here. The high was at 103.78, so that must be where it halted. Because it came out of the halt and it dipped down like towards 100, and he just hit the buy button for one share, and it popped up to like, I don't know, $1.02, and he hit sell real quick. But he literally, like, as it opened, it was literally like 3 seconds after it opened, it dropped to 100, hits the buy button, it jumps up, and then he hits sell for like, it was like $1.71 or something. Yeah. But I was just sitting here thinking that easily could have went through 100 and like down to 90 or whatever. Like it just, but he was like so pumped up. It kind of cracked me up.
Actually, the funny part is that was a pretty good trade.
Well, it's not a horrible trade, but I mean, he literally, like, I know it was like buy the dip, sell the rip type situation, but coming out of a halt on such a stock that just went from $80 to 100, like yeah.
The first halt, like a halt resume washout, that is like a thing. That's like a really.
Oh, I know. Yeah, a lot of people play that. Yeah, but a pullback literally right out of the halt, like, I don't know, get out of here. Fuck that. I'm not playing that. Get away from me. Well, it's not for me. Yeah. No.
Traded it the next day. Do you have the next day there?
Yeah.
The bounce off of 100. I took it 100 up to 110.
So like right here.
Throw it up.
Whoa, that's a little.
Rate at double bottom.
Like right here.
Yeah, right around.
So it was near the end of the day. It was actually
It
the.
was. No, it was right there. Yeah, right there. Literally right there. And then wrote it up, sold some. I'm pretty sure I actually top ticked it. It was at 110.24, and I think top tick was 28.
What's 20? I see 24.
Yeah. And then stopped out of the other 2/3 on the way down at 104. But my trade idea was sell at 110, 112, and 114 because it was supposed to retest 115, and it almost did that after hours.
Right, because you got the
For me,
support
it's-
here.
Yeah, that's the daily support. It was the high of 2 days prior, so that was the trade. Yeah, but it was timer target, so we were coming up on the end of the day, and I didn't want to hold it overnight or any gap risk or any like after hours. The spread was $4 at some point. It's like,
Yeah.
No.
Well, and that was the other thing too. It's like it's always been like that for not $4, but yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Holy
That's fun.
shit!
That was quite the stock. I think it's down at like 70 something now.
85.50. Looks like the lowest it got was 77.50 ish. Yeah,
Dude, how did we talk for an hour and a half? That's pretty good.
it's just smooth, man. I was actually gonna say it's about to be midnight here, so I'm gonna peace out.
Yeah, I need to. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, but I need to move on with my life and go eat some food or something.
I need to move on with my life.
I need to. Yeah.
Well, it's been nice having you. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, like and
Everybody.
subscribe to the channel. You know, I appreciate the
Learning to day
support.
trade is the tag. Like and subscribe. Comment.
If you're not subscribed to Tom's channel, go ahead. There's
Don't even
literally
Are sub to unsub because I don't care. Bring your sub over to this guy.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I don't care. I could
Look, the
give
bot
a
even
fuck.
chimed in. Like and subscribe. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here. Have a good weekend, everybody. I am going to see you guys Monday morning for the live stream. Then, did you know I'm streaming in the mornings, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tom? Have you ever seen those? You probably are too busy with your trading.
So yeah, I start in the room at like 8:45, and I'm just out of commission, so I don't even. Look at
Gotcha.
YouTube.
Gotcha. All right,
I'll
well,
try to peek in. I'll peek in. I got a couple free minutes, you know.
I mean, you don't have to. I was just curious if you did.
I will. I will on Monday. If I remember.
Gotcha. I don't get on until like 5-10 minutes before the bell even rings, so just to let you know. And then I just trade.
That sounds like what I used to do. Now I'm
Yeah.
up at like 8:30.
Well, your strategy kind of depends on that. Mine is literally just whatever pops up. That's what I'm trading. So I don't really have to come here and analyze charts at all. Wow.
Must be the life, dude.
No, hey, you could do it too. If you're doing something that works, don't change it. That's the other thing. No outside influences. You find something that works, do it. Stick with it.
Constantly change from.
Yep,
penny
exactly.
stocks to futures to options like me. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, what are you? So you're just trading equities now, right? You're done with futures.
Mostly. Options.
Mostly options.
Mostly options. It's
Well, yeah,
easier.
if you're playing the big boys.
Wow, I'm like slurring. I'm so tired. Mostly just for the risk portion of it. Stops were easier on futures, but I didn't like the. I like the IV, the volatility aspect of what prices an option. So, when I'm expecting a move, I'll make money on the move, but also increased volatility.
Right.
I'm not going to get into all that crap now, but
Right.
futures have their time, and it's on inside days, range bound days where it's just like a theta chewing day where it just destroys the price of options. Again, I'm just ruining this entire video by putting all these concepts in, but they have a time and a place. But the low cash requirements for options, you can control hundreds of thousands worth of stock for $1,000. Options to answer your question mostly.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, man. Well, maybe we'll do this again some other Friday. You never know.
Yes,
It's
sir.
kind
It
of
was
easy.
fun.
Yep.
It was a good time. It was it felt like 20 minutes, and it was like 2 hours or some garbage. So, good stuff.
You have a good weekend. Everybody have a good weekend. I'm peace.